Yeah. Hi guys, today we're gonna start a new course, compiler design, and this course will be helpful for engineering students in their academics as well as gate preparation also. Okay. So with that being said, let's get started. So if you are a beginner for this course, compiler design, so the first question that comes to your mind is, what is compiler design? At least what is compiler? Okay. So what is compiler? Compiler is a software. Okay. Compiler is a software that will be converting your high level language into a low level language. Low level language. Okay. So low level language will be understood by the machines, computers. Okay. High level language will be understood by us humans. Okay. What are the high level languages? High level languages are C, C++, Java. Okay. The modern day programming languages are high level languages. Okay. Python, whatnot, everything. Okay. So all these are high level languages. So the job of the compiler is to convert this high level language into a low level language which is understood by the machine computer. Okay. So why don't we directly write the code in low level language? Because it is a hectic process. We have to keep track of all the resources and the program flow and all. Okay. While coming to this high level language, so this will be almost very close to the daily usage language English. Okay. So if you see C program, in C program we see this function printf, scanf. If we see them, we can easily guess it. Okay, like this function gonna print and this function gonna scan. Okay, so this is how we can easily remember. But see, the machine cannot understand what is printf. Okay, so in order to convert our high level language which is understood by the humans into a low level language which is understood by the machine, we need a mediator. That mediator is compiler, which will convert your high level language into a low level language. Okay, so this is the necessity of compiler, and the compiler is software which will be converting your high level language into a low level language. Okay, this is broadly what compiler is. So now we shall see the processing of the program written in high level language. So usually we write the programs in high level language. Okay, we know what are the high level languages. Okay, so after writing your program in high level language, that will be sent into pre-processing stage or sent for pre-processing, which is done by preprocessor, and after that it will be sent for compilation or sent into, and then it will be sent into assembler, and then it will be sent into loader linker. Okay, this is the processing, this is the flow of processing. Okay, so here we have to understand the flow, how the program will get processed. So after writing the program in high level language, that will be sent into pre-processing. So what does the preprocessor do? Preprocessor does two things. One, file inclusion. Second thing, macro expansion. Okay, here we have to see what is file inclusion, and then we'll go for macro expansion. Okay, so first thing, file inclusion. Okay, I'll explain you that with by taking an example. Okay, so in C we often see these lines of code as hash, uh, not hash define, hash include. Okay, hash include stdio.h. Okay, so after seeing this line, this line of code, what does a preprocessor do? Preprocessor will include this file in your source program. Okay, and the program written in high level language also called as source program, remember that. Okay, source program. So preprocessor will include the files required for the program execution. Okay, what does it do? It will include your files that is required for execution into your source program. So this is called file inclusion. So what is the thing done here? It just included the file required. Okay, that is called file inclusion. And one more thing, after including this file into the source program, preprocessor will remove this line of code. Okay, so now let us see what is macro expansion. So for macro expansion also I will take example and I'll explain. So in a C program we see hash define discount 10%. Okay, so what does that mean? So first suppose there is a program written in C language. Okay, so there will be some hundreds and thousands lines of code available in this program. So by seeing this line of code, so what does a preprocessor do? Preprocessor will replace the variable discount, okay, with 10%. Okay, that means wherever the variable, this variable present in the program, that will be replaced with 10%. Okay, so that is called macro expansion. So if this is not available for us, so if you want to change the discount, for suppose a shopping mall or some institution want to give you some discount, so you have to go through the program and you have to change the discount for each and every item. So if you declare like this, if you define like this, then wherever there is variable discount, then that will be replaced with 10%. If you want to give this year 15% for new year, then you can just change the numericals here, then entire change will be applied here. Okay, so these are called macro expansion. So file inclusion and macro expansion were the two things done by the preprocessor. So before entering into compilation stage, we are ready with file inclusion and macro expansion. That means our program will be having all the files required and the expansion done. Okay, so the output will be called as pure high level language, or in some textbooks it is written as modified source program. Okay, modified source program. Okay, so pure high level language, in the sense, pure in the sense we have both the files and macro expansion now available in one file. So that is why we mentioned like pure high level language. In some books it is also written as modified source program. So after it will enter into compilation stage, and the output will be assembly level code or assembly level language. So that will be input for assembler, and the output of assembler is object files. To be specific, this will be relocatable. So they are called relocatable object files. Okay. So that means these files can be relocated while program execution. Okay, that is why these are called relocatable object files. So that will be input for our loader and linker. So what does loader and linker do? So loader, let us see first linker. Okay. So sometimes the program will be very what do you call, very large. It will be having many lines of code. So we cannot compile it at one go. Okay. So what does we do? We chop it into pieces. That means the program will be executed in pieces. Okay. So let us suppose this is an entire program that will be executed into pieces. So each piece will be having an object file, right? So we need to combine them for smooth execution of the program. So each after assembler, the output of assembler will be object files. So what does a linker do? Linker will get those object files and link with files required or libraries. Okay. So it's gonna link your object files with the files required for program execution. So that will be our main job. And what does loader do? Loader will be loading your object files into memory for execution. Okay, this will be main function of the loader. So this is a broad processing of R program when it is written in high level language, and then it will be sent into pre-processing stage, and then compilation stage, and then assembly, and then loader and linker. So in this course we will be mainly focusing on compiler. Okay. So in the next video we shall be looking at the phases of the compiler. Okay. Yeah.